Sawadee Cup. Okay, I got all excited yesterday because when I did the look ahead to the next page, it said Italy. Absolutely one of my favorite countries and the place that I was going to retire to before I, quote, discovered Thailand. So, let's see what's going on in Italy, shall we? New players for a new game, global and unrestricted. Turin, Italy. Civilization had too many rules for me, so I did my best to rewrite them. Bill Cosby. Doesn't look so good in 2021, doesn't it? Quoting Bill Cosby in 2007, but Cosby could definitely be seen in 2007 as a successful man, right? And a lot of people credit him for breaking the barrier on TV, with black people and, making it more commonplace and ordinary to see black people, black family on television. So he was a hero until they found out he was like date raping women or whatever the fuck he did. I remember it was ugly. I don't remember the details. I just know he was like a fucking horn dog in the worst kind of way. I mean, you can call me a fucking horn dog, but banging these younger chicks here, but like I'm not drugging them. They're here because they think they're going to get money either now or later. So anyway, yeah, Bill Cosby. That doesn't hold up well over time. Civilization had too many rules for me. Yeah, don't fucking date rape your fucking date. Don't rape your dates or drug them. That's the rule in civilization. So I did my best to rewrite them. He sure did. He's in prison, right? Did he go to prison for that? I think he did. He should, motherfucker. Anyway, as he rotated 360 degrees through the air, the deafening noise turned to silence. Dale Begg Smith executed the backflip perfectly. Skis crossed in an X over his head and landed in the record books as he slid across the finish. It was February 16th, 2006. He was now a mogul skiing gold medalist at the Turin Winter Olympics. Unlike other full-time athletes, he will never have to return to a dead-end job after his moment of glory, nor will he look back on this day of climax as his only passion. At the climax of his only passion. After all, he was only 21 years old and drove a black Lamborghini. Okay, so he referred to him in the past. This is the 21-year-old Lamborghini driving dude. I guess he did skiing too, competitive skiing. I never heard of him. Dale Begg Smith, B-E-G-G-Smith. Don't know. Born a Canadian and something of a late bloomer, Dale found his calling, an internet-based IT company, at the age of 13. Holy shit. Fortunately, he had a more experienced mentor and partner to guide him, his 15-year-old brother. There you go. Jason. Created to fund their dreams of standing atop the Olympic podium, it would, only 2 years later, become the third largest company of its kind in the world. Holy shit. Third largest IT company? Internet-based IT company? I wonder which one it is. I'm sure we've heard of it. It was the third largest. But at 15, the dude had the third largest internet-based IT company in the world. Damn. While Dale's teammates were hitting the slopes for extra sessions, he was often buying sake for clients in Tokyo. In a world of work harder, not smarter, it came to pass that his coaches felt he was spending too much time on his business, not enough time in training, despite his results. Rather than choose between his business or his dream, Dale chose to move laterally with both, from either or to both and. He wasn't spending too much time on his business. He and his brother were spending too much time with Canucks. Okay? In 2002, they moved to the ski capital of the world, Australia. Australia is the ski capital of the world? Okay. Where the team was smaller, more flexible, and coached by a legend. 3 years later, he received citizenship and went head-to-head against former teammates and became the third, quote, Aussie in history to win winter gold. So he won the gold medal at skiing. And the Canadian coaches where he was from were giving him a hard time and saying he wasn't dedicated enough, which from their viewpoint, from their perspective, from their knowledge base, you certainly understand that. But he won the gold while still running a business. So I guess the point is he showed them they were wrong and the traditional thinking wasn't correct in this case, which is why we're reading the story. In the land of wallabies and big surf, Dale has since gone postal. Literally, right next to Elvis Presley commemorative edition, the Elvis Presley commemorative edition, can buy stamps with his face on them. So since he was a gold medal winner, Australia put him on a stamp along with Elvis, who has left the building. Fame has its perks. Fame. Jesus Christ. All right, I've had coffee. I've had my breakfast. There's no excuses here. I'm just fucking up today. Fame has its perks, as does looking outside the choices presented to you. There are always lateral options, moving sideways instead of straight ahead or worse, backwards. I like it. Where are we at? 6 minutes. Okay, proceed. New Caledonia, South Pacific Ocean. Once you say you're going to settle for second, that's what happens to you in life. John F. Kennedy. Okay, well, also had something going on with the ladies, right? He was quite the ladies' man as president. So there's a theme here today. Dudes like banging chicks. Yeah, I'm sure you're shocked to find that out. Some people remain convinced that just a bit more money will make things right. Their goals are arbitrary, moving targets. $300,000 in the bank, $1 million in the portfolio, $100,000 a year instead of $50,000, etc. Julie's goal made intrinsic sense. Come back with the same number of children she had left with. Okay, this is the lady, so he's expanding on this thing before. Remember, we had 2 guys and a lady. He used as examples of New Rich. This is the lady who traveled Europe with her 2 kids. So her goal was to bring back 2 kids. That's a good goal. I can understand that. As a mother, she wants to bring her 2 kids back. That's a noble goal. Go, Julie. She reclined in her seat and glanced across the aisle past her sleeping husband, Mark, counting as she had done thousands of times. 1, 2, 3. So, the husband. The husband's 3, right? 2 kids and the husband. So far, so good. In 12 hours, they would all be back in Paris, safe and sound. That was assuming the plane from New Caledonia held together, of course. New Caledonia? Nestled in the tropics of the Coral Sea, New Caledonia was a French territory, and where Julie and Mark had just sold the sailboat that took them 15,000 miles around the world. There you go. Go, Julie. You rock. Of course, recouping their initial investment had been part of the plan. All said and done, their 15-month exploration of the globe, from gondola-rich waterways of Venice, one of my absolute favorite places in the world. It's sinking, so go see it now if you haven't seen it. It's beautiful, beautiful city. Absolutely gorgeous, magnificent. Bring a camera. Go see Venice and bring a camera. It's an amazing place to be. To the tribal shores of Polynesia. Oh, you fucker. That's on my bucket list. That's one place that I haven't traveled at length, other than a short hop through the airport is Polynesia. That's my goal. As soon as this COVID crap stops being lauded over our heads, I am going there. I'll be there. I'll do a video from fucking Bora Bora. Had cost between $18,000 and $19,000. Cheapest. That's the point of this book. If you're shocked when you hear that number, like I was, that's why we're reading the book, guys. Because if you can do that, if you can travel 15,000 miles around the world for 19 grand, I mean, come on. A fucking car costs 20 grand. And I'm a used car. Old used car costs 20 grand. Less than rent and baguettes in Paris. Amen. Most people would consider this impossible. Then again, most people don't know that more than 300 families set sail from France each year to do the same. Over 300 families a year hop on a boat and sail around the world. Amazing. The trip had been a dream for almost 2 decades, relegated to the back of the line behind an ever-growing list of responsibilities. Each passing moment brought a new list of reasons for putting it off. That should sound familiar to you if you're a regular person, common person. So always a reason that you can't go, right? And at some point you're going to get fed up and just say, fuck it and do it. And amen. That's the way to go. One day, Julie realized that if she didn't do it now, she would never do it. The rationalizations, legitimate or not, would just continue to add up and make it harder to convince herself that escape was possible. 1 year of preparation, so there was planning, right? It's not just, oh, fuck it, let's get on a boat and go. It don't work that way. But still, 1 year while she's doing other shit, making money, having a full-time job, obviously her husband too, and one 30-day trial run. Try it before you buy it. You're going to hear me say that a bunch of times during this book. Try it before you buy it. 30-day trial run. Can we live on a boat with the 2 kids for 30 days? Obviously, she did. With her husband later, they set sail on the trip of a lifetime. Julie realized almost as soon as the anchor lifted that, far from being a reason not to travel and seek adventure, children are perhaps the best reason of all to do both. So her initial objection, her own objection, right? In sales, we talk about objection handling all the time. Her initial objection was that, what about the kids? And the kids, I don't want to put the kids through that because I want to do it. And the kids freaking loved it, right? So there you go. The kids turned out to be the reason to do it, not to do it. She was 180 degrees off on that. Imagine that. Pre-trip, her 3 little boys. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if we go back, it said 2 boys, her 2 children. A woman took 2 children to Europe. So it was 5 of them, 3 children and her husband and herself. So, okay, we caught Tim in a little typo there, right? We can be editors too. We can be critics too. It's easy to tear apart, hard to build. Pre-trip, her 3 little boys had fought like banshees at the drop of a hat. In the process of learning to coexist in a floating bedroom, they learned patience, as much for themselves as for the sanity of their parents. Pre-trip, books were almost as appealing as eating sand. Given the alternative of staring at a wall of open sea, all 3 learned to love books. Yeah, when you're bored, books take you to another place. I'm a big reader, and I think we've lost a lot of that in our society. People aren't readers anymore. They watch YouTube videos, right? It's easier. Pulling them out of school for 1 academic year and exposing them to new environments had proven to be the best investment in their education to date. You see how this shit all comes together? That wasn't what she was planning, but it was a byproduct of her not being afraid anymore, of following her dreams. And it turned out that, the kids are much better off, much more well-rounded human beings than they would have been sitting in the public school system for another year, for sure. Absolutely, hands down. I think everybody understands that and agrees with it. Now, sitting on the phone, Julie looked out at the clouds as the wing cut past them, already thinking of their next plans, to find a place in the mountains and ski all year long, using income from a sail rigging workshop to fund the slopes and more travel. So in sailing for however many years she did, 15,000 miles, she learned a lot about sail rigging. Now she's going to teach that in a workshop, make money, and use that for more travel. Skiing, they want us to go skiing now after sailboating. Cool. God bless her. Follow your dreams. Now that she had done it once, she had the itch. I just want to do it again. Cool. All right. There's like another paragraph before he gets going. Questions and rules that change the rules. Everything that's popular is wrong. That sounds good. But we're at 14 minutes, yeah. So even just reading those 2 examples, man. And I don't want to blow past this shit either. When I'm reading this stuff, I want you to absorb it. So I am taking my time reading. I speed read. I learned to speed read when I was a kid, and that's why sometimes I say the word ahead or combine 2 words and stuff like that. But I'm purposely like slowing it down because I'm presenting information. So I don't read this like I read when I'm reading by myself. So yeah, that's it. It's 14 minutes. I don't want to go on past that. keep them short as much as possible, but this is two people that took the information in this book, and once again, I don't know if they read the book first and then did it, or they did it and he just, while gathering information for this book, came across their stories. Maybe they were friends of his or friends of friends, but it's always good when you're starting something new. I was talking to a young agent who's starting out, to see it in action. So he went into one of the offices of one of the biggest wholesalers in Jacksonville, and just seeing the system and seeing it working kind of gave him, he already had faith in himself, but gave him more faith that, yeah, this is possible, because he got to see it firsthand. And there's nothing like that. Seeing other people do it gives you that kind of courage, or there's a better word for it, sort of, it's possible now. You've seen it with your own eyes. You don't have to imagine it or dream it. That guy's doing it. That lady's doing it. Well, therefore you can do it too. Gives you that confidence, right? So that's it for today. Debating whether to do a separate video on the dating or not. Tinder had a byproduct that carried over, even though I am on the new site and sent a bunch of hellos out or whatever. I'm really up in the air, because my whole thing is full disclosure, and I just tell it like it is. And yes, the bed is made today, back on schedule. I don't know. We'll see. There might or might not be a dating video update. So let's close this one out. 4-hour work week. Talk to you tomorrow.